Hey everyone, my name is mckaye. This video is unlike anything I've ever made, and I was supposed to post something entirely different. So apologies if you're expecting a different video today, but I feel like this is too important for me to stay silent. To explain, YouTube released a blog post announcing some changes to the YouTube Partner Program, or YPP, one of the most substantial updates to the program since 2018. Now, currently, in order to qualify for full ad and YouTube Premium revenue sharing, you need 1,000 subscribers and either 4,000 qualified public watch hours in the last 365 days or 10 million qualified shorts views in the last 90 days. Come February 1st, 2027, that will change for new applicants to 1,000 subscribers and either 8,000 qualified public watch hours or 20 million qualified shorts views. I'm currently in the 500 subscriber tier of YPP, which means I have access to some fan funding features such as channel memberships, super chats, super stickers, and other eligible features. However, I don't currently have access to the ad and YouTube Premium revenue sharing side of the program, so full monetization if you will. So let me show you where I'm currently sitting at in the qualifications. As of right now, Friday, August 14th, when I'm writing this script, I have 5,461 watch hours and 653 subscribers. And honestly, that's completely fine. I don't create because I expect to make money from it. I create because, well, at the risk of sounding corny, it makes my soul sing. Creating is a passion, and has been since I created my first video when I was barely in the double digits age-wise, which was nearly 2 decades ago. So, for nearly 20 years, I've loved creating. However, Friday nights has become so much more than I could have honestly imagined. I honestly see myself doing this for a long time, and I had hoped that maybe, eventually, I could make my passion something sustainable, especially since I'm getting pretty damn close to that goal. I know I'm still small, and I know YouTube doesn't owe me a living, but doubling the finish line when I'm already well on my way makes that dream feel considerably further away. And I'm not the only creator who feels that way. These changes will alter the environment that creators are already working in. One that can demand an enormous amount of time and effort from us if we want to make content creation sustainable. Burnout is already a common problem among creators, and I worry that raising these thresholds could put even more pressure on smaller creators to produce more and more content simply to reach the new requirements. And ironically, that could potentially encourage some of the very behavior YouTube is trying to address. If creators feel they need to dramatically increase their output to accumulate enough watch hours, some may resort to pumping out more content that isn't necessarily better. And I want to be clear here, that's a concern of mine, not something I can say will definitely happen. Now, YouTube has been increasingly focused on the problems surrounding low quality and AI generated content, and I understand why they want to address these problems. I don't think doing nothing is necessarily the answer, but I do question whether doubling these requirements is the best way to tackle that problem without also making things considerably harder for legitimate small creators. I'm going to play a clip from Charlie's video, also known as Moist Critical or Penguin Zero, because he explains some of these concerns better than I could. The full video will be linked below if you want to watch it, which I fully recommend you do.
But I also think this pushes normal people that are trying to pursue a YouTube channel and try and make it to the partnership program, reaching these milestones. I think it's kind of nudging them, shoving them down the path of considering AI slop as well as like a supplement to the content they're making. So that way they can continue to like churn out content to eventually, hopefully, breach the threshold that's required now, because it's significantly less likely if you have like 3 or 4 videos that you spend a lot of time on and maybe one pops off, like getting maybe 2 million views in shorts here. Like, you're still not even close. And getting a video to get 2 million views from out of fucking nowhere, pulled out of the ether, pulled out of your ass from a brand new startup channel, like, that's really rare. That's some, like, unicorn type shit. But even if that does happen, you're still not even, like, scratching at the nipple there on the titty to start suckling from the partnership program. 20 million shorts views in 90 days, that's not easy. That's pretty cutthroat. So I think creators will feel incentivized to start using AI as well and adding that to their channel in order to keep churning out tons of videos and hope that some of them start to pop off. But even if they don't, the volume of those like lesser view videos may eventually help them grind out the milestones required to reach the threshold. So I do think that this will have an adverse effect of leading to even more AI content from normal people trying to reach this requirement.
I agree with him, and that seems counterproductive if the goal is to encourage better content. So, what would I like to see instead? I'm not asking YouTube to abandon the change. I understand that policies need to evolve as the platform and creator ecosystem evolves. What I'd like to see is some kind of transition or grandfathering period for creators who are already substantially toward the existing threshold. For example, if a creator has already reached the current 4,000 hour requirement before these changes take effect, perhaps they could be given a transition period to reach the remaining 1,000 subscribers under existing requirements. Or YouTube could establish some other form of transitional eligibility for creators who have already made significant progress towards the current threshold. If the goal is to raise the bar for new applicants, that's one thing, but moving the finish line for creators who are already running towards it feels unnecessarily punitive. There has to be a middle ground. And if you decide to reach out to YouTube about this, please do so respectfully. The poor social media manager reading your tweet isn't the person who made the decision, so don't take your frustration out on them. Anyway, that's all for today. And don't worry about me going anywhere, by the way. I love creating far too much to leave. Speaking of which, content will be back to normal, and in the video I originally... oh, come on. Content will return back to normal. I had such issues with that sentence. And the video I originally wanted to post this Monday will be posted next Monday. It's another comment or suggestion video for those wondering. Okay, enough yammering. See you on Friday.
It's Monday, gotta get up on Monday. Nobody's looking forward to the week. Monday, gotta get up on Monday. Nobody's looking forward to the